a certified firefighter. After he found the right line in the ward office, in which time he served the Chicago Police Department, was assigned to the 25th District, and he was a tactical officer there. He also worked for Arlington Heights Police Department before coming here. Jeremy currently lives in Shorewood with his wife Amanda and his two daughters Avery and Addison. On my honor,
On my honor,
I will never betray my badge,
I will never betray my badge,
my integrity,
my integrity,
my character,
my character,
and public trust.
or the public trust.
I will always have the courage
I will always have the courage
to hold myself and others
to hold myself and others
accountable for our actions.
accountable for our actions.
I will always uphold the Constitution,
I will always uphold the Constitution,
my community,
my community,
and the agency I serve.
and the agency that I serve.
Congratulations.
Thanks, sir. This is my wife Amanda, my youngest daughter Addison, my oldest Avery. Everyone else? Father-in-law?
Can I get in a photo? Can I get a photo? We'll get them. I'll get photos of you guys. Okay, one more. Got it.
It's my dad Mike, stepdad Gary, my mom Patty. It's gonna be my mother-in-law Ann, and my father-in-law Jerry. And my mother, my stepmom Allison.
All right.
Blocking the guy behind you. All right, there you go. Lean back in, one more. There you go.
Good job, Paul.
Yeah.
All right.
Fell down on the job again.
For all you guys that were filming it too, this is on YouTube too, so if you want a better clip from one of the cameras, you can go to YouTube too. Take a good picture, Paul.
He's nice and high.
Thank you. Hi now. Your hoodie. Grab that hat.
I'm sorry.
I was at an event up.
Eric, we already did right. Big L took it for you.
I state your name.
I, Jared Tillman,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of police officer
the duties of police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Officer Tinman is a graduate from the University of Iowa. He started his career with the Frankfurt Police Department, where he served there for 5 years. He found the motivation to serve as a police officer from his grandfather, who was a Chicago police officer. He lives in Lamont with his wife Samantha and her 2 dogs, which is reason he can travel and go hiking. In his free time, he likes to stay active by playing a variety of sports with his close friends. He also is probably one of the happiest people around the police department I've seen, so welcome.
Don't forget Commander Poulos. There's Pooch.
On my honor,
On my honor,
I will never betray my badge,
I will never betray my badge,
my integrity,
my integrity,
my character,
my character,
and the public trust.
or the public trust.
I I will always have the courage
I will always have the courage
to hold myself and others
to hold myself and others
accountable for our actions.
accountable for our actions.
I will always uphold the Constitution,
I will always uphold the Constitution,
my community,
my community,
and the agency I serve.
and the agency I serve.
Congratulations.
My mom, Marie, my aunt Kathy, my dad Jim, and my wife Sammy.
Come on up with some photos, please.
Duties.
Paul, we're in the camera.
Think so, you're good. Got it. Go ahead, Bill.
You gotta turn sideways, and I, otherwise we don't.
Wait till they find out Paul's taking selfies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Got it.
Jared, hang on, we're gonna get a picture of everyone's sworn in. Yeah, come on, who's ever got a uniform, Ahmad, come on up here. Come on, whoever was sworn in, whoever's in uniform. Greg's coming down. Greg. Where's Russ?
You got a couple more?
He was, hold on a second, where's Russ? Tell Merman to get in there too.
They're trying to hide.
Come on, Russ, get in there.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Mayor. Hey, Donna, can you grab this? You can go at the end, you can take the portrait.
You gotta get your dabs. Hey, I think I've heard the name before. Oh.
I know, you timed out. We all got timed out.
Aaron, how are you?
Good, good. How are you? You want to call the roll for that last one?
Item number 4, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Clerk?
Just before we move on, I just want to state, probably one of my favorite duties is swearing in police officers, firemen. I've been in this seat for about a year and a half. I would say I think I've sworn in at least 20 new officers. We've really taken on a lot of new police in our town in the last year and a half. I might be wrong, it might actually be higher than that. But I just wanted to put that out there, that we've hired quite a few, and we are pretty darn close to being at proper staff. So, thanks.
Next, we have item number 5. Receive presentation of the Rita L. Brudd Memorial Scholarship. The Rita Brudd Scholarship Program awards 6 1,000 scholarships due to the persistence of Mr. Seegers to graduating seniors residing in Tinley Park with plans to attend higher education institution in the fall. In addition to the academic achievement, a substantial consideration in selecting winners is how much community service the students have performed. The scholarship program is named in honor of Rita Brudd, who served as a commissioner for over 46 years until her passing in April of 2019. She contributed more than 20,000 hours of volunteer work and received many recognitions and awards, including a Life Achievement Award from the Tinley Park Chamber of Commerce. This year's sponsorships have been generously donated by Christopher Burke Engineering, Homewood Disposal, One Tinley Park, Peterson, Johnson and Murray, Robinson Engineering, and the Tinley Park Convention Center. Marketing Commissioner Garrett Gray will publicly recognize this year's scholarship recipients. It's all yours, Garrett.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Glotz, Clerk O'Connor, Village Attorney O'Grady, and trustees for your time here today. I'm here to present the 2023 Rita Brudd Memorial Scholarships. These $1,000 scholarships are awarded to the graduating high school seniors who will be attending a college or trade school this fall. This scholarship is named after Rita Brudd, who passed away in 2019. Rita Brudd was a volunteer in the Village of Tinley Park for 4+ decades. That's a lot of time. She was a longtime commissioner and the chair of the Tinley Park Community Resources Commission, the CRC, that is now part of the Marketing Commission. With the CRC, Rita led volunteers in many great programs that benefited our Tinley Park community, such as the Tinley Holiday Market, Youth in Government, the Discover Tinley Expo, Tinley Park Public Access Television, and many other great programs, including this very own scholarship program. As we know, Tinley Park is a volunteer community, and Rita exemplified outstanding loyalty and service to Tinley Park for 46 years. Which brings us here today. 6 students from local high schools were selected anonymously by judges from a pool of 43 eligible applicants on the basis of academics and volunteer work to each receive a $1,000 scholarship. But before I go on to presenting these scholarships, I would first like to acknowledge some thank yous. First and foremost, thank you, Mayor Glotz, for taking your time to reach out to sponsors for this program. Without the money from the donors, there would be no scholarships to give to the students. So again, thank you. And thanks to the businesses and organizations who answered the call and generously donated the scholarship money. And if there's any representatives from these organizations today, I would ask them, if they want to, stand up to be recognized. Peterson, Johnson, and Murray.
That's me.
Oh. Thank you, Paul. Robinson Engineering. Christopher Burke Engineering. Homewood Disposal. Al Seegers. And we can give a clap to Paul, too. Sorry about that, Paul.
Okay, Garrett.
One Tinley Park. And the Tinley Park Convention Center. Thank you. Thank you for making 6 high school students very happy and alleviating some of that economic burden when they go into college. Last, I want to thank the members of the Marketing Commission and the Marketing Director, Donna Framke, and especially the former CRC members, Mike Severe, Al Seegers, Deb Melchart, and Denise Politano, who were invaluable in this process again this year. And special thanks to Gianna Politano for her special assistance with the program this year as well. Now we'll go on to the presentation of the 6 winners of the 2023 Rita Brudd Memorial Scholarships. We'll begin with Davin Harvey, and if I can get somebody to come up front to present the plaque. I'll give you a little bit about Davin. Davin is from Andrew High School, and his primary school of choice is U of I. Has that been determined yet? It's Washington now. Great. And what are you majoring in? Biomedical engineering. A smart guy. There you go. And if you want to pose for the picture.
Mike, can you move in just a teeny bit? There, perfect, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I want to say another word about Davin. Davin wrote a thank you letter to the Marketing Commission, and you were the only one that did. So thank you for your courtesy as well, Davin, and congratulations on your scholarship. Oh. Okay, Mom, get up there.
Additional camera duty.
Okay.
Is this on?
I'll get out of your ladies' way.
You're good, you're good, you're good. Ready? Got it. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Congratulations, Davin, and good luck at Washington, the Huskies, right? Oh, okay, excellent, yeah. Okay, yeah. With that, our next recipient is Sophie Hummich from Tinley Park High School. Please come up and get your award, Sophie. And Sophie will be attending North Park University for biology.
Got it, thank you.
Okay, excellent. Oh, Mom and Dad are coming in. And if I can just pump the brakes for a second, Davin, do you want to get a picture with the mayor? Sure. Yeah, I was remiss to say, I don't think you were in the first picture, were you? Oh, he was? Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize, then okay. With,
Sorry, Garrett. All good.
okay, excellent, thank you. With that said, there were 4 other students who were awarded scholarships. My understanding is they were unable to attend tonight. Remember, these are students who are committed to doing all these extracurriculars. But if there's any representatives of these students here today, please come up and you can take the plaque on their behalf. I will list them off. Ian Piet from Tinley Park High School, attending the Universal Technical Institute to become an automotive technician. Does Ian have a representative here? Okay, Elizabeth George from Andrew High School, attending St. Xavier for biochemistry. Oh, you're here. Oh. Sorry about that, Elizabeth. Congratulations. Okay, excellent. Did you want to join her? Okay, excellent. Yeah. Our next scholarship winner is Ellie Kolpinski from Providence High School. Does Ellie have a representative here? No? Okay. She's attending the University of Notre Dame for mechanical engineering. Okay, and then our last award recipient is Ann Ibrahim from Lincoln Way East High School, attending DePaul University for biology/pre-med. Does Ann have a representative here? Okay. Well, let's just give a round of applause to all our recipients. This concludes the Rita Broad Memorial Scholarship presentation. Thanks again for your time. Back to you guys. Thanks, Colin.
Good job.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Congrats, Davin, yeah. Good luck. Yep. Gets worse.
There's no action. Next, we have item number 6. To receive presentation of the Tinley Park Business Spotlight. Jets Pizza and Archie's and Son Jewelry and Repair. I will go first. The first one will be Jets Pizza. Jets Pizza features buttery Detroit-style square pizzas, New York-style slices, deep dish, thin crust, and gluten-free varieties. We are pleased to welcome Andrew Wolf of Jets Pizza.
All right, I'd first like to start by saying thank you for inviting me here, Mayor. So I'm going to say Detroit a lot. Don't let that fool you. I'm very much a Tinley Parker. It's just the style of pizza I make. Live 2 miles up the road. I've been here for 11 years. I was almost late coming here because I had to go around the car show. Forgot that was tonight. So Detroit-style pizza. What it is it cooks up nice and thick. It's got a nice airy crust to it. When you bite into it, it crunches. It's got good caramelized cheese at the crust. We get there every morning at 8 o'clock. Make the dough. It takes us 5 hours. We grate the cheese every day. We make the sauce every day. All the veggies are fresh. So it's quite a labor-intensive pizza to make, but that's why it tastes good. Jets was started over in Detroit. It was just a small like corner store, and they did deli stuff. The Jets brothers told their mom, like, hey, your pizza's good, why don't we sell this? So that's just how it started. It was just that simple. 45 years has gone by. It's still the same recipe. We still make Mama Jet's secret recipe. We've been open for 11 years here. I want to say thank you to the citizens of Tinley Park for keeping me going. It's been quite the ride. We're lucky enough from everyone's patronage to be able to have opened a second location now in Mokina. So hopefully we can keep it going.
Thanks, Andrew. Thank you.
Hold on 1 second.
Andrew.
Sir, Andrew,
Andrew, Mr. Brady.
hold on 1 second. One, I highly recommend your cinnamon sticks as well,
Thank you.
okay? And two, where are you located here in Tinley?
17105 88th Avenue. We're on the corner of 88th and 171st.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew.
Take care.
Thanks, Bill.
Archie's and Sons provides quick, outstanding service and reasonable prices on jewelry, watches, and repairs. We are pleased to welcome Al Moraga, owner of Archie's and Son Jewelry and Repair.
Good evening, Mayor's Board and Trustees. Thank you for having us here. I'm here with my wife and my son. He's outside. He's a little loud, so people want to take a break out there. But I can't be here without them. So we're a small family-owned business. We've been doing jewelry from before we even came to this country. My father started doing it when he was 13, and I followed the same route. So combined, close to 100 years of experience, because he's older. Name's Archie's son. I am the son. My dad is Archie, so people get us confused all the time. And we've been open for almost a year now. In August will be 1 year, and we're located right at the Ace Hardware, right next to the salon and the new barber shop and so on. So we provide service to do any jewelry repair. We can also order anything that you guys might need for as presents for your wives, husbands. You know, we order a lot of the catalogs. In regards to repair-wise, we do it while you wait, if possible, you know, and I believe in fair pricing, not so much gouging. You know, we can make a living by just being fair and just to provide the best service we can. You know, we want to be an asset to this community, so, you know, we're here if you guys need any help in your jewelry needs and so on. So pretty much that's it.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Good luck to you.
I think your son's waiting for you.
Yeah, I know.
I can hear him. Thanks again. See? Next, we have item number 7. I would like to ask the board for a motion to consider the appointment of Jimmy Quinn to the position of Facilities Superintendent.
So moved.
Second?
Thank you, everyone. Jimmy joined the village in 2004 and has served as foreman since 2005, overseeing the day-to-day operations with a staff of 25 in his streets division. He joined the village with 15 years of building maintenance experience working in the private sector. Jimmy has demonstrated countless ways to streamline our processes and communicate with our residents over years. His professional building maintenance and operational experience make him a great candidate for this promotional opportunity. I'd like to ask the board to please consider appointing Jimmy Quinn to the position of Facilities Superintendent effective June 7th, 2023. Anyone from the board have any comment? No? I would just like to say, Jimmy, I had no doubt that you would be the leader in this process. Ever since I've been on the board, you have always been there for us, answer our questions. And one thing I remember too is, you know, we had some pond issues, you know, behind Castle, and you were one of the first people to get on top of it. No one wanted to take responsibility for who was gonna cut the, you know, the weeds or the tall grass in the pond that unfortunately the neighbors on Castle had to smell. And Jimmy was there. He took care of it with our community development department from code enforcement, and Jimmy was the leader on that. Anytime you ever need something, Jimmy is always the first one to help you. So it's an honor to appoint you. Thank you for working in Tinley Park. We're lucky to have you. I will turn it over to you.
I want to thank you, Mayor Glatz, and the entire village board. I appreciate this opportunity. I look forward to serving the village of Tinley Park in a new commanding role. I have some people I want to thank. I want to thank Pat Carr, Hannah Lippman, Angela Rigo, Joe Fitzpatrick, Colby Zamitis, and my Public Works Director, John Urbanski. I know the interview process it's a long process, and it takes a lot of time. I also want to give a big shout out to my colleagues. A lot of Public Works guys are back here at all different levels in the organization. We've got an awesome group of people in Public Works. I also want to thank my wife, Mary Beth, my daughter, Carly, for their support throughout this process. I do want to embarrass them because they've been making fun of me for several weeks because of me going through this interview process, which was not easy. But I'm missing my son, Kyle. He's not here. He plays football for St. Xavier, so he might be lying to me, but he said he's got practice and stuff, but he probably just doesn't want to be here. I also want to thank my brother Danny. He runs the Fleet Division in Public Works. And I really do appreciate the opportunity from everybody. I look forward to this opportunity. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
If I could, Mayor?
Yes, sir.
One more thing. I believe we're appointing 3 Public Works employees right after me here, and I don't know if they're here or not, but I just want to welcome them if they are here.
And so now Jimmy just threw his brother under the bus, so anyone has a problem with the vehicle or the facilities in Tinley Park, we can blame the Quinn family.
The older brother.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, or would anyone from Public Works like to speak before we vote on this appointment? No. Danny, it's your chance. Madam Clerk, you please call.
Oh, wait,
John.
Urbanski wants to say something.
Oh, go ahead, Johnny.
I just wanted to chime in real quick. Again, as Jimmy said, he is one of the, best candidates we had. Obviously, that's why he's standing in front of us here tonight. I've, appreciated working with Jimmy for, upwards of 15 years now. He's done a great job with everything that he's been responsible for. And it was beyond a doubt that as one of the best candidates that applied for this position, I think he's going to do a killer job as our new facility superintendent, bringing that department to the next levels. So, again, I thank everybody's support here for promoting him.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, John.
Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll for item 7?
Roll call for item 7, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. First task, the air conditioning on this side of the building is,
It's freezing.
my RHR department's warm, so if you could take care of that.
It's cold.
Urbanski's texting me as you speak.
We want to know why community development's a little cooler than this side. Item 8, I'd like to ask the board for a motion to consider the appointment of Nicholas Carpenter to the position of maintenance technician.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Thank you. Nicholas has 7 years of related experience in general grounds maintenance and construction. He is skilled with operating a variety of heavy equipment and power tools. Nicholas holds an Illinois pesticide operator's license. I'd like to ask the board to please consider appointing Nicholas to the position of maintenance technician effective June 7, 2023. I don't think Nicholas is here. Any questions from the board? Nope. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 8, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 9. I'd like to ask the board to consider the appointment of Camilo Navoa to the position of maintenance technician.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Thank you. Camilo has 11 years of related general maintenance, driving and railroad experience. He is skilled with operating a variety of heavy equipment to include tractors, front loaders, dump trucks. Also holds a Class A CDL. I'd like to ask the board to please consider appointing Camilo to the position of maintenance technician effective June 7th, 2023. Any questions from the board? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 9, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 10. I'd like to ask the board for a motion to consider the appointment of Chase White to the position of automotive technician.
So moved. I'll second it.
Thank you. Chase has 5 years of performing semi-skilled mechanical work on a variety of equipment. In addition to general vehicle maintenance, he focuses on heavy engine repair and maintenance. He is pursuing his technical certification to supplement his mechanical experience. Please consider appointing Chase to the position of automotive technician effective June 19, 2023. Any questions from the board? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 10, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for Public Works. That was the last Public Works appointment.
Who's he over there?
At the room.
Or you could stay.
Got to come in
Next, we have item number 11. I'd like to ask the board to consider the appointment of Joseph Page to the position of staff accountant.
So moved?
Second.
Thank you. Joseph is a financial professional with 5 years of experience. He has served in various accounting roles, including treasury specialist and tax analyst. He has experience with reconciliation, sales use, tax compliance, and banking. Joseph holds a bachelor's degree in finance and mathematics. Consider appointing Joseph to the position of staff accountant effective June 7, 2023. Is Joseph here tonight? No, he's not. Any questions from the board? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll for item number 11?
Roll call for item 11, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 12. I'd like to ask the board to consider the following commission appointment for fiscal year 2024.
I'll make, I'll make the motion, sorry.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. We would like to appoint to our Veterans Commission, Paul Windisch. Any comments from the board?
Is Paul here?
Paul is not present. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 12, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 13. May I have a motion to consider the approval of the consent agenda items?
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Thank you. Consent agenda items have been publicly posted and available for review on the agenda for this meeting. Would anyone from the board like any of these items removed from the agenda? Let the record reflect there are none. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 13, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 14, trustee Dennis Mahoney.
Thank you. Please consider ordinance 2023-0-027, amending the Tinley Park zoning ordinance for the purpose of regulating corner fences on residential properties.
So moved? Second it?
Thanks.
Go ahead, Dennis.
The proposed text amendment will amend zoning regulations to allow additional flexibility for fences in secondary front yards on residential properties. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on May 18th, 2023, and voted 7-1, recommending the proposed text amendments for approval to the village board. This ordinance is eligible for first reading.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Any comments from the public on item 14? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll for item 14? 14, excuse me.
Roll call for item 14, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have item number 15, trustee Dennis Mahoney.
Thank you. Please consider adopting ordinance 2023-0-028, granting an amended special use permit for Healing Matters, Inc., vocational educational facility.
So moved?
Is there a second?
Second?
Thank you. Go ahead, Dennis.
Thanks. The petitioner seeks to amend the special use permit that would allow a commercial massage use to be accessory to the previously approved Healing Matters Massage School at 18440 Thompson Court, Suite 102, in the ORI PD zoning district. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on May 18, 2023, and voted 8-0 to recommend approval for the special use permit and ordinance with the listed plans and drafted findings of fact in the staff report. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Dennis. Any questions from the board? Is there any questions from the public on this item? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 15, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 16, trustee Dennis Mahoney.
Thank you. Please consider adopting ordinance 2023-0-029, granting a variation to the minimum usable floor area for property located at 17127 Oriole Avenue.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Go ahead, Dennis.
Thanks. The petitioner is seeking a variation to permit a new detached single-family home constructed with 2,430 square foot of usable floor area, where the minimum is 3,500 square feet at 17127 Oriole Avenue in the R1 Single Family Residential Zoning District. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on May 18, 2023, and voted 8-0 to recommend approval of the variation request in accordance with plans and findings of fact in the staff report. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Dennis. Is there any questions from the board?
Yes, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Not really a question, I just want to say I read the report and the Plan Commission's review of it. I'm in favor of it. I agree. There was some discussion in there about revisiting this minimum here. And I just wanted to add that I think that would probably be a good idea.
Thank you.
That's all I got to say.
And plans, they made plans. Any comments from the public? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 16, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 17. Trustee Bill Brady.
Yes, I'd like to have you consider adopting ordinance 2023-0-033, authorizing the Village of Tinley Park to convey land for the Crisis Center property.
I'll make that motion. I'll second it.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Go ahead, Mr. Brady.
This ordinance authorizes the village to accept a deed for property from the Crisis Center for South Suburbia, and the village in turn issues a new deed to the Crisis Center to correct for errors in the legal description of the property that existed in the village's prior deed. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole prior to this meeting. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Bill. Is there any questions from the board? Is there any questions from the public on item number 17? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 17, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 18. Trustee Ken Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd ask that you please consider adopting ordinance 2023-0.030, authorizing the Village of Tinley Park to request that it be granted the right to obtain a tax certificate for certain property pursuant to the Cook County No Cash Bid Program for tax delinquent properties, 2023 Cook County No Cash Bid Program.
Is there a motion?
So moved?
I'll second.
Thank you. Ken?
In accordance with the Illinois property tax statutes, Cook County conducts a scavenger sale in odd-numbered years, which includes tax parcels where the property taxes are 3 or more years unpaid and delinquent. The village can acquire parcels scheduled for the scavenger sale under a no-cash bid NCB program as provided under state statutes. This program does not require any outlay of cash to acquire the properties based on the outstanding tax obligations. The objectives of the program are to transfer the properties to a local government that can utilize the property for its exempt purposes, or to assemble properties to encourage economic development, to return the properties to the active and productive tax rolls. Village staff has reviewed the list of parcels located within Tinley Park that will be included in the upcoming scavenger sale, and have identified various parcels that would be advantageous for the village to acquire under the NCB program. These parcels will primarily add to existing street right-of-way, detention, and storm drainage systems, as well as general open space. Removing them from the tax rolls will have an added benefit of improving the collectible property tax for the affected Tinley Park taxing bodies. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole prior to this meeting. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Is there any questions from the public on this item? Madam Clerk, you please call the roll.
Roll call for item 18, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 19. Trustee Michael Mueller.
I move we consider adopting ordinance 2023-0-031, amending the water sale purchase and service agreement made and entered into as the effective date defined below by and between the Village of Oak Lawn, Cook County, Illinois, an Illinois Municipal Corporation and Home Rule Unit duly organized and existing under the laws of the state of Illinois and each of the following units of local government: the Village of Tinley Park, the Village of Mokina, Village of New Lenox, City of Oak Forest, and the Village of Orland Park.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mike.
Since 2014, the village has been part of the Oak Lawn Regional Water System. The original agreement was signed by all members in 2014. Several amendments have been occurred since then. This amendment simply clarifies certain ownership and maintenance responsibilities for a new transmission main that is currently being constructed, as well as some other general language cleanup. These amendments do not directly impact Tinley Park, but as a member of the regional group, the amendment requires approval of all the participants. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole just prior to this meeting and is eligible for adoption tonight.
Thank you, Mike. Is there any questions from the board? Is there any questions from the public? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 19, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 20, receive comments from staff. Anyone from staff have any comments?
I know Donna does.
I don't know, I'm first, I beat her.
Go ahead,
I just wanted to thank the HR department and all of the staff here that's helped, with everybody that was appointed tonight. We have a lot of processes, a lot of open positions that have been filled. And, Angela and her team have really helped expedite the process, as tedious as it is. So I just wanted to reach out and express my thanks for that.
Thanks, John. Donna?
I would like to share with all of you that we have some great things going on in Tinley Park right now. Our cruise nights are happening now. We're in our second week already on Oak Park Avenue. Went on tonight. We had about 150 cars out there this evening. Farmers markets are well underway, Saturday mornings. Tomorrow evening, we start our inaugural Ale Trail, which is a transportation mechanism that's going to circle our 5 breweries that we have in town. Our first Music in the Plaza is this Saturday. The Hi-Fi Superstar is going to be playing at 7 p.m. in downtown Tinley. We also have plans underway for a new Rib Fest that's happening July 1st through 4th in coordination with our fireworks. And then our annual block party. The 2-day block party is going to be July 15th and 16th. So a lot of great things going on in Tinley Park right now. We're super excited about it. So mark your social calendars.
Thank you, Donna. Anyone else? Nope. Next, we have item number 21, receive comments from the board. Anyone from the board care to comment?
I do, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Just want to chime in. First of all, that's a lot of really exciting stuff that Donna mentioned there. Looking forward to all of it this year. Be joining on the Ale Trail tomorrow. I don't know if anyone else is planning to be there, but hope to see you. I also just wanted to make a statement about this evening with just all of the appointments of the police officers. It was just remarkable seeing the experience. I'm pretty sure I was taking notes there. Every single one of them is coming in experienced, some of them very experienced. It's just awesome to see the amount of experience there, the professionalism of these officers. We already have a great police force, and this is just a great addition. I'm really excited to see that this evening. And then all their families. It's good to see that. It shows what a great department we have, what a great town we have, and it's only going to get better. So wonderful to see. And then also, just on a public safety note, the message board, happy to see that one out there. Chief and I were talking about a few things on that, so I was very happy to see us go down that road. All very positive public safety items tonight.
Thank you. Anyone else on the board care to comment?
I have a comment.
Yes, sir.
I think John was being a little modest. We weren't just hiring in Public Works, but we also had our annual water quality report went out. No surprises there. If you live in Tinley Park and drink this water, it's fantastic. So thank you, John, to your team for keeping it great tasting and healthy for all the residents.
Thank you. Mr. Brady?
Yes. If I may, Mr. Mayor.
Uh-oh, what are you doing?
Boy. Oh, boy. You should have gave him the floor.
What the resident of the year.
You have a cake?
It's been a long time since I stood at this end of the board.
Can you start the timer?
But I wanted to take this time and opportunity that last month, at our last meeting, the 16th of May, the board and everybody here surprised me with an award. Not only did you surprise me, but I wanted to publicly and for the record, look each one of you in the face and say thank you for a very humbling, surprised evening that you presented to me and certainly my family. And I wanted to stand here and say thank you to each one of you and look into you and say, I appreciate all that you did, those that were up front, those who were behind the line that helped put this together. Where's Lisa? Oh, there she is. Okay, well, you're over here. But I wanted to say just thank you all. It was a very humbling experience. And as you all know, and it's for the record, that you made me be speechless. So I just wanted to public and for the record, thank you all again for just a completely amazing evening. Thank you.
First time ever. Speechless.
Yes, I know you, man. Weren't you listening?
Only thing I'd like to add too is, as everyone's seen, all the police officers that we hired today are sworn in, and we promoted one of them to a sergeant. I want to thank this board, our police chief, Hannah Littman, Pat Carr, and our HR department, Angela, for all the hard work. One of the biggest goals of this board, since we all got on, was our police department, and we have sworn in roughly, in the last 4 years, Hannah Littman said 25 police officers in the last 4 years. So thank you very much to this board. Thank you to staff. Shows our support for our men in blue, so thank you, everyone. Anyone else? Nope. Next, we have item number 22, receive comments from the public. Anyone from? Sorry. Not from your computer, from the public. It's okay. Could you let the young man in the back go first? Just so everyone knows, the public comment is 6 minutes. It's public comment. The floor is all yours.
Okay, I am John Garbawi, and I'm working on the merit badge requirement for the communications for Troop 318 Boy Scouts, and I had to come to a public meeting, and I've had so much fun at this public meeting.
Mr. Brady?
Yes, sir. I just wanted to inform you that you can also use this meeting for your citizenship in the community merit badge that you need for Eagle.
Double header. All right.
There you go.
Would anyone else like to speak? You just come up to the microphone.
Old age has caught up with me. I was here 17 years ago. I'm here again. I just have one question. My name is Roberta Sheehan. I live 6862 173rd Place for 34 years coming up next month. What happened to the trees on Oak Park Avenue?
Mr. Urbanski, could you explain, give a description on problems we were having with the handicap and people in wheelchairs on why we had to do what we did?
I
Really?
can't do that. I can't do that. So, much to our, want to keep the trees, the fact that we have no available sidewalks for ADA access from Tinley Park Drive all the way to 171st Street If you notice, the first available sidewalk on the east side of the roadway is just north of the old 7-Eleven there. We've had multiple residents concerned about ADA access for their family members being able to walk up and down Oak Park Avenue without an unavailable access, without being in the street. So with the trees that were mature in that median, again, it was, sad that we had to remove them. We will be replacing them with new trees in a different location. But we had to, as you can tell, a couple days ago, we removed light poles, we removed trees, we have to move some water main. It's a pretty intensive project to be able to thread the needle and give our residents, access, safe access to traverse Oak Park Avenue from Tinley Park Drive to downtown Tinley.
That I can understand.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we've received a lot of complaints as well, so people that had to use wheelchairs or walkers, and they're walking down that frontage road. So this is something that John's been trying, it's been a long process, like you said. It's taken probably 3 years, 2 to 3 years, to get this to the finish line, to finally get that approved with all the other different utilities, with the water main and the lights and everything. So as much as we didn't want to take those trees down, that ours too, but the handicap, that comes first, and especially people that need wheelchairs, they're rolling down the street, so we had to accommodate them. It was the right thing to do. So hopefully you understand, but like John said, we're gonna replace them and put trees back in. Anyone else like to address the board? Yes. Can you wait 1 second? Oh, you can come. Just have to start the clock because it's 6 minutes.
Okay.
You ready? Go ahead.
Thank you so much, board, trustees, and mayor, for allowing me the opportunity to come tonight. This is my first meeting. My name is Olga Qureshi, and I have lived here in Tinley Park with my husband and son. My son's now 8 years old, but I've lived here in Tinley Park for 18 years. You'll probably see me at Bulldogs football game, baseball. We're very much active in our community, volunteer at my son's elementary school. I love our community, and that's actually why I'm here tonight, is because of our community. Recently, we had an event, as you all are very much aware, at the carnival. Very sad situation, and our first responders, our police force, you guys stepped in and you did a fantastic job of neutralizing the situation and handling that excellently. What I want to talk about tonight, in my 4 minutes I have left, is the impact that event had in emboldening the racist folks that live here in Tinley Park. I'm part of a moms group on Facebook, and there are some of those moms here tonight. But I'm going to talk for them, okay, because it's easier for me to do it. And they're welcome to talk after me. But some of those moms spoke about how not only did they share the racist comments that were popping up all over different Tinley Park social media groups, as well as village social media accounts. But there was also a yard sign at someone's home. It was a black sign, and it said, big letters, "They ruin everything." Now, this mother who shared this picture with me and others, black mom, beautiful children, is afraid to take her kids to the park. Our parks here in Tinley. 3 years ago, when people peacefully tried to demonstrate on Oak Park Avenue because of the outrage over George Floyd's murder. Yes, his murder, people. There was this outrage, this backlash of racist people coming and saying, no, you can't have a peaceful protest. We won't let you even have a moment of silence recognizing the fact that people die and are murdered. This is not okay. And I want to read an example of one of the posts. And I have 2 minutes left, and I'm going to still get to this. It said, bottom feeding hood rat pigs, keep them in their own hoods and let them ruin their own events. Now, I know you all know this, but I'm going to repeat it. Racism, there's no neutrality. You are either support it or you are against it. And I want to know from our leadership where you stand, because where I was listening after that event, it took the mayor 3 days to comment, and I didn't hear you do it publicly. I read it on like the Facebook thing. It was a canned, from my perspective, communication, listing some bullet points and your concern. And you know what? I have a little bit of a background in communication, corporate communication. I'm pretty sure there, and this is just my perception, you could have had help with that, writing that. But what I want to see as a citizen of Tinley Park is the leadership of this community put your face in front of people and say, no, that's not okay. And another thing, this is what I have left. So that event, the carnival was May 20th, okay? 3 days or so later, May 23rd, we hear from the mayor, and that communication went out. 1 week later, at my son's elementary school, Bannis Elementary, where I've helped on the PTO, and last year I was at the first responders event. Guess who just so happens to show up this year? The mayor. He's not a first responder. You're a 3-day responder. It takes you 3 days to respond. I was so upset to see you there. And the photograph, the photo op, 45 seconds left, you are taking a photo next to real first responders, this beautiful event that they do every year. It's fantastic. And there's a beautiful black child from my son's school in that picture. That, to me, seems like an orchestrated PR event. 1 week after your communication in paper or whatever. So 8 seconds left. I just want to say that I am so concerned as living here in Tinley Park. I have family members, because their skin is brown, that are afraid to go grocery shopping by themselves. They have to go with their husband.
Kids, you know.
What?
Great place to raise your kids, they said long ago. Remember that?
If you could, your public comment, I'd just like to respond to that, if
Yeah.
you could.
Absolutely, I'd love to hear from you.
Your public comment is if I could just respond now, please. As far as the comment, I was over 1,000 miles away from Tinley Park. I was not in Tinley Park. So I don't know how I could have done anything different. And I don't know what else I could have said other than, I want to address some of the horrendous comments.
Wait.
I've seen.
Let me
Ma'am,
stop you.
ma'am,
You're
your
looking
public com-
at your
Your
notes
public
that were
comment is over.
probably written by
Ma'am,
some
your
PR
public comment is
person.
over.
What is in your
I'm not
heart?
gonna answer.
Are you anti-racist or not?
Your time is over.
I don't care if my time is
It is
over.
over. Mr.
Let's
King.
really hear what's in your heart.
Officer King, I was trying to
Okay, I'm
respond to
sorry.
you,
I
and
don't
you
wanna be
interrupted me after you
disrespectful.
spoke for 6 minutes.
You are.
Can you hold on 1 second, please? Are you good? Thank you. Go ahead, Colleen.
My time is not over. Mayor Glatz, where do you stand on racism?
You have 6 minutes of public comment.
I was there. It looked like Planet of the Apes. What's changed in Tinley Park in the past years? Oh yeah, the demographics. Why are you people afraid to say black? Yep, good old boot lips. They ruin everything. These are just a few, a sample size of the overtly racist comments that our community, your community, our friends, our neighbors, our board members' representatives. This is us. We. This is how our community is defining itself. Mr. Glotz, is this the legacy you want to leave? Board members, is this the legacy you want to leave? As the mayor already knows, my name's Colleen. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. I've lived in Tinley Park for 8 years. My husband was born and raised here. My kids go to school here. Every day when I drop my kids off at school, every morning, my send-off has words of encouragement. Some days it's be kind, hug your teacher, make good decisions. Every day I end with the same thing. No matter what, I say stand up for your friends. When I say this, they know what I mean. And let me tell you, it means if they see a classmate being bullied, say something. It means if they see somebody being treated unfairly, say something. It means standing true to yourself and your own beliefs and making sure everybody else gets treated equally. Stand up for your friends is the slogan I stand for, what I live for, what I swear by. Today, I'm here, standing up for my friends. I'm standing up for my friends because it's the right thing to do. I'm standing up for my friends because there is no place in my community for racists. I'm standing up for my friends, most importantly, because they asked me to. My friends asked me to speak to you because they are Black, they are people of color, and they are scared. Scared of our community, scared of our friends, scared of our neighbors, scared of you folks, scared. This alone should be enough for you to act, to get our community to do something. While other communities like New Lenox and Frankfort embrace diversity and encourage diversity, you are allowing extremists to take control of our town. Now, my friend, a person of color, has asked me to share what she wrote. She's a mom, a neighbor, and somebody who was too scared to speak today. Here's her words. Hello, I come today before the board to express my concerns with the Tinley Park social media pages and comments made by members of the community. Due to concerns of safety for myself and my family, my statement is being read by a friend. The village Facebook pages, all of them, are littered with racist comments. Every post on there has something racist. This, as we all know, has been nothing but magnified by the carnival incident that happened Memorial Day weekend. The carnival situation was horrible and should not have happened. As a member of law enforcement myself, of course, I'm concerned with crime in my community. Those particular individuals should be held responsible for their outlandish behavior. However, those people do not represent an entire culture or race of people. I would like to clarify, while the carnival was bad, this is not what I, or we, are here for today. What I'm here to talk about is the response from our community, from our friends, our neighbors, and local leaders through the Village Safety Facebook page and Village of Tinley Park Facebook page. I have raised my children in this town since birth. After seeing how openly disrespectful and ignorant some citizens are, more often than not these days, I don't feel comfortable in my own town. I don't feel comfortable in my own community with my own neighbors. My husband and I work so hard to provide a good life for our children, to raise our children in a diverse community, to help our children thrive. However, we don't feel supported by our own village. The silence of the village at times like these comes through incredibly loud to people of color. I've reached out privately to the mayor by email, asking to start a committee to meet with my friends of color to talk about concerns with racial tensions in our community. I've been met with silence. I also emailed the village manager. Just yesterday, again, silence. Please, on behalf of the people of color who live in our community, we ask that you put an end to the racist comments on the Facebook page and join together with us to help create a more inclusive and accepting community. Tinley Park, now is the time to act. We are done sitting and waiting. Now is the time for us all to work together to change our community for the better. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and trustees. My name is Sarah Montgomery.
Are you ready, Laura? Okay.
Oh, I'm so
It's all
sorry.
yours.
Am I-
Go
okay.
ahead.
Hi. So I am one of the other moms in the Tinley Park Moms Group that has been a little frustrated and nervous. I was really hesitant to speak this evening, but I figured writing something, it would be a little bit easier for me. The calm and serenity of the Tinley Park community was shattered by civil unrest during the carnival. The morning after the chaos, we were all outraged and disturbed by the wanton destruction and violence perpetrated by individuals outside of the community. Members of our community went on to social media and expressed their dismay and concern regarding what occurred. Instead of problem solving and determining how any future situations could be avoided, the postings took a dark turn on the Tinley Safety page and other Tinley Park social media pages. The hostility and racism voiced in the community forums were disturbing. All people of color who reside in Tinley Park and surrounding areas became the reason for the occurrence. The hatred and vitriol that has contaminated the country has surfaced here. I state again, the behavior demonstrated on that day is and should be offensive to everyone. It has become a growing concern, not just by those who look like us, but those who love and support us. That level of racism spewing over the internet has found its way onto signs that demean our community. Racism is not new. It is a learned behavior that has been trickled down for generations. As a country, as a people, we need to be able to live and work together. We are all better if we are united. We are here to say that we believe it would be wise to create a diversity inclusion committee. The purpose of the committee would be to support and provide a sounding board to the members of this diverse community who call Tinley Park home. 2 years ago, my husband, our 2 baby boys, and I moved to Tinley. We wanted a home large enough where the boys could thrive and grow, as we outgrew our beautiful home in Beverly. We just wanted to live and enjoy life. We absolutely fell in love with our new home. We felt warmly welcomed by our neighbors and quickly became a part of the community. We, like you, found that we had found the American dream. Tinley Park seemed like a haven from the ugly rhetoric that has divided our country. On May 20th, that illusion was shattered. Now we're not running and playing outside as much. I'm so sorry. Or attending events as we have worry and concern in our hearts. We are safely playing in our backyards or yards of our friends, and it should not be this way. Our plea is that all residents see Tinley Park as a place where human rights and dignity are preserved and nurtured. Those families who have purchased here deserve the same rights and respect as others. In Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice, Shylock asked, "If you prick us, do we not bleed?" We are the same as you. We have the same hopes, dreams, and desires. We are asking for the Diversity Inclusion Committee to help us navigate these stormy waters. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Is there any other comments from the public?
Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
I'll wait for the clock to start.
Can you hold on 1 second?
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So I'm listening to all this, and I'm just a little overwhelmed. This is my first meeting here, and the things that I'm hearing, of course, it's a tall black man here, but I deal with everyone in the community. I don't work far from here. I've been knowing Mike since 2007, since he was working in landscaping. I've been a Tinley Park resident since 2011. And the things that I'm hearing are very disturbing. Mike, when we talk, he has my number, he has mine, and every time we meet, it's a firm handshake and a hug. We talk about sports, we talk about family, and I don't have any children that are still in school. My son went to Andrew, football star, track star, but he's 22 now, out of the house. And I don't feel that pressure. Like I said, I work right down the street. I deal with 40, 50 different personalities a day, and I feel comfortable. I don't know where the fear is coming from. I don't know where the hate is coming from. So it's a little tough for me to wrap my head around it. I came down here just to see what was going on, and I figured there was going to be some debating going on. I grew up on 75th and Cottage Grove, south side of the city, the hood, and now I'm in Tinley Park. So it's not just one group of individuals causing all these problems. It's a bigger problem than just, everybody knows, it's not just Tinley Park, it's a bigger problem. Everybody needs to sit down and work together and just take it one step at a time. Just need a little bit more time to do the right thing, and we can make this right. We can make it work. So like that, I just wanted to say something because I wasn't expecting what I was hearing, and I don't see all of that because I basically, I go to work, I hang out with a lot of people, I go to the bars in the area. I don't seem to have that concern for some reason. Hopefully we can get to the end of the road and make it better for everybody. That's all I got.
Yes, sir.
I'll go next, but I don't want to stop this conversation.
No,
so
go.
There's others that want to share.
No, go ahead, sir.
Father?
Good evening. I'm David Brigham. I live at 17247 67th Avenue. I'd like to take a moment to talk about Harmony Square. Over the past couple of years, the project has been described as, and bear with me, this is probably very familiar to you, but a development to be constructed on 1.6 acres will include adaptive plaza space that will have events scheduled all year long, summer to fall, winter to spring. Features will include artificial turf, concert stage, focal gateway, seasonal fire pits, splash pad in the summer that converts to an ice rink during the winter, and a supporting building for skate rentals and a warming hut, as well as other amenities. This description's been provided ever since the original presentation and concept, all the way through the St. Patrick's Day announcement. It's been included in the village's website page under projects. It's been part of the press release that's been picked up by local papers, email blasts by the village. It's been commented on in the mayor's corner letter to the community. I look forward to that development. However, I am troubled and feel a bit blindsided, more than a bit blindsided, by the expansion of Harmony Square that was discussed at May 16th Village Board meeting. This project is now expanded to be 6 acres. It's also now including a mixed-use 5-story building, including 125 units, consisting of 62 multifamily, 63 townhome. Did this change of scope get communicated to anybody? Was there a letter sent to the impacted residents? No. Was there any signage on the property? No. In the May 12th email blast, the Friday before the Tuesday meeting, was anything mentioned? No. Did any project details change on the village website since May 16th? No. Under the village website, under the meetings and agenda section, for May 16th, there was a special village board meeting, public hearing for Harmony Square. Given that nobody knew of any changes to Harmony Square, I'm not surprised that nobody showed up. I would have, had I known, I would have loved to have been there. I would have loved to make comments. The only thing I know about the square, or the new Harmony Square, is what I learned in the Tribune that was published a few days later. and the fact that Robinson Engineering has been surveying my yard and mapping out the corner lot, my corner lot. I expect more from the mayor. I expect more from the trustees, and I expect more from the village. To live in a home that sits across the street from such a large development and not know anything about it until the Tribune comes out is disappointing. My request is that the village begins to immediately update all communication for Harmony Square to include the 3 additional phases, include next steps for each phase, timing, pictures, site maps, and elevation drawings received so far. So far, we have seen nothing. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Can you hold on one second? Thank you. I can't speak, the board doesn't handle social media for the village, but I believe a lot of the photos and stuff you're talking about are on there. If they're not, would you mind, could you give staff your name and email address, and they can contact you if there's something that is not on there that they can?
the whole village needs to see, not just
That they, well, no, I'm just saying, whatever you're, if there's something specific you're looking for, I don't know what's on, specifically on there. So if you want them to contact you,
There's nothing on the village website right
okay, I'll look into that tomorrow, so thank you.
now. I'd love to have it, but I don't want to disseminate it. I think it's village job.
No, I understand that, but I don't know if there's something specific you're looking for besides that.
Well, you just have site maps, drawings, pictures, elevations.
Sure,
We know nothing.
thank you. Sorry, go ahead, ma'am.
Hi, my name's Kayla West. I'm at 6870 176th Street. Several of the folks I know here have spoken really powerfully from the heart about matters important to the entire community. As some of the folks in this room know, though, I'm a planner by training and education. So when the conversation starts, I start thinking about concrete things that, could help. Actually, Mayor Glatz, you just said something. You kind of took the words out of my mouth. You said the board doesn't manage social media for the village, and I do understand that. I know that the village manages the Tinley Park Facebook page. Is somebody at the police department that manages public safety page? Well, whoever is managing that, I think, I know the village and the public safety department are limited by law in terms of what they can, you can't delete things, you have to allow that public forum, and I think it's an incredibly powerful way of disseminating information. The board might consider making some kind of a recommendation to the village, because I know that regularly happens, turning off comments if there is a topic that's becoming charged and creating space for hatred and bigotry in our community, which I don't think any of us want. Again, working within the strictures provided by the state, I think there's something powerful to be said that we are going to use this important medium to get information out to people, and we're going to host that conversation as long as people can maintain the values of this community. I moved here in 2018, and I live over in, I think what was billed originally as America's Family Land, which I find very, very charming. I love living down here. But I think providing a, I think it would be a powerful statement to say, we're going to use this medium just to just disseminate information, but we're not going to create a platform for additional division and hatred within our community. So if that's something that I, as a citizen volunteer, can assist with, I would love to do so. And thank you to everybody who spoke up earlier tonight, and thanks to the board. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Hey, Kayla? Sure, that's an excellent point. Just so some of you know, Kayla was one of the best on the planning commission we've ever had. Unfortunately, she had to leave. She wanted to come back, but that position was filled. She's next on the
So I'm on
list.
deck?
And
I
Next to
excellent-
Matt?
I tried to make a space for you.
Excellent points. And that is a question for the attorney. So can you please explain, Paul, how that works with social media and commenting?
Just in general, I think Kayla touched on it right. As you know, the First Amendment protects individuals from government censorship. First Amendment controversies arise particularly when government attempts to shut down or silence opposing viewpoints. Once government chooses a platform that permits public comment, it creates a type of forum for non-governmental parties' speech. Now the government is bound by First Amendment. We can't go in when we're regulating the speech of comments. In other words, the village cannot simply delete or block non-governmental party speech simply because it dislikes or disagrees with that speech. We'll have to look further into the idea of turning off comments on controversial things, but I think that could also be seen as limiting free speech. So I think you touched on it, but that's the delicate line we're walking.
Can I ask a follow-up question, or was that going to impact my timing?
You had 3 minutes left, so can you just
Okay,
give her
so-
3 more minutes?
So I think that's something that this topic comes up a lot in some of the internet groups I'm in. You know, why can't the village do something about this? And I'm always kind of the quiet voice going, not to be the token bureaucrat, but, you know, the village is limited in certain ways. I think just communicating that really clearly, maybe especially tacking on some standard language at the end of posts, you know, the village does, and as much as I hate to say, let's get some boilerplate out there, saying the village, you know, doesn't necessarily agree or condone anything that happens in the comments, or in some cases, maybe just not even turn them on. I mean, I think there are a lot of options, obviously, working within the strictures provided by the state and First Amendment guidelines. But that's something that if there is the development of a diversity, equity, and inclusion committee, that could be a project. There's a lot of potential that I think would be really good for the community there. And I'd be happy to do anything I can to assist.
Thank you, Kayla.
Okay, thanks.
And just so I could clear up, what I was talking about is the village's, our Facebook page. You know, we have no control over citizens or others out in the community, just to be clear. Sorry, Mayor.
My name is Ashley. I've lived in Tinley Park for almost 20 years. We're very active in our church, in our community, and I didn't plan on speaking tonight. I was just coming to, you know, show some support, but I did want to kind of piggyback. Personally, I absolutely am strongly against racism, and I want things to change in our community. I also hate when people call everything racist. And I hear a lot of white people say, like, oh, everything's not racist. Why is everything called racist? But these comments that have been made, and some of them were shared, are actually on their face racist. You know, they're not like these hidden biases that, you know, it takes a lot of complex understanding to see. You know, when straightforward people are saying, why can't you say blacks? And it looks like Planet of the Apes. I think we would all agree those are racist comments. So as much as I don't think it's productive to just call every single thing racist or to point to people and say, you're racist, I think people also need to own, we all need to own and be sort of accountable when our community is portraying this hate, and it is. And these comments that were expressed, and many comments you can search through the pages, are on their face racist. And so I don't think it's productive to just point and call names and say people are being racist, but it is important to call out where it's clearly there and where we have community members who are uncomfortable in their own community. I think that to piggyback, I think there should be, I would like to see some sort of action. Mayor, if you could, you know, perhaps, I understand there's you're mentioning some free speech issues. We can maybe look into how much hate speech is protected when there's hate speech. But also maybe speaking on behalf of the village, I think the people who should be uncomfortable are the people who are spewing hate and anger and racism, not the people who are just living here. And so I think there's a lot of people in the community who would want to volunteer on a committee and come up with maybe some events. I know that Frankfurt and New Lenox were mentioned. In the wake of George Floyd, they had these beautiful community events. They had the village involved. The police were there, village officials were there, people of color spoke and shared their experiences, and it was a beautiful, diverse event where families are together picnicking and eating ice cream and learning and opening their hearts and their ears, and it was just a beautiful event. You know, it was a beautiful event on the green. I was at that one in Frankfurt. There was another one in New Lenox, you know, and that was right around the time that, as was mentioned in Tinley Park, the peaceful marching was met with sexual harassment to the young black woman who was leading the march from these older white men on the side, and constant prodding and poking where the police had to keep telling the people who were the anti-protesters to, hey, knock it off, stop. And it was just it was a strong contrast. Our community compared to New Lenox and Frankfurt. And I think we do have some great people in our community with big hearts who want to see a change and who are willing to volunteer to make that effort. And I'm one of those people. And so hopefully we can take some concrete steps to make the hateful people and the people who are causing this division, those people feel uncomfortable and not the people who are just living here in kindness and peace and harmony. Thank you.
very much. And to echo Father Stevens, and to echo kind of what you just said too, and what I put out in the message that I put out for the Mayor's Corner, I also wanted to address some of the horrendous comments that I've seen on social media in regards to this incident and the races of those involved. The village does not condone hate speech of any kind. I implore all of you to conduct your interactions on social media with the same civility and respect you'd expect in return. And part of the problem, like the attorney said, we put this messaging out trying to educate the public on what's going on, whatever the event is, whether it's positive or negative, because we want to let the residents know what's going on. When people do that, it really puts the village, when they act in that childish manner, it puts the village in a difficult position because, like you said, we've been sued. One individual an ungodly amount of times over the last 12 to 15 years for no matter what you do, like attorney shaking his head, for Facebook comments, if something was removed because it was, we felt it met the threshold that it shouldn't be on there. And the next thing you know, you're being served with lawsuits, right? So but I agree with what you're saying. And so does this board, right? And I mentioned that in my release on May 23rd. Go ahead, Father.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Father Paul Seaman. I'm pastor at St. George. I've only been here in Tinley Park for 3 years, but my family's been heavily invested here for about the last 45 years. I'm here simply, first of all, to voice my support for this entire community and for those who are leading us and for those who are protecting us. I particularly want to say that I was grateful to see, at least as I understand it, the proper and restrained response of the police of Tinley Park and the other neighboring communities who were there that evening. I think that's a very important thing to keep in mind and to praise, and thank you for that. There was a wonderful wise man that I knew at my former parish in Country Club Hills, St. Emmerich. His name was Clarence Smithson. And he said something to me that was so crystal clear and made so much sense. He said, racism is like us telling God he made someone wrong. And I don't know who would dare do that, to stand in the face of God and say, you made someone wrong. I come here as a man of God, and so that's the point of reference from which I come, and I believe that all of us have been created in God's image, all of us, and that's the first presumption that we need to make towards each other, is that we are all made in the image and likeness of God. And we recognize the power that we have as a community, that I hope we'll be able to use this moment as a transformative time. I came here essentially unprepared, to tell you the truth, but hearing some of the passion and the eloquence of some of the ladies who spoke earlier has been really moving to me. And I think that even better than that was I heard some solutions suggested. And solutions is what we're all about, right? And opening communication and widening the participation in this village that we love so much. It's such a wonderful place to be. And when the comments come out, and Mayor Glotz, I was very glad to read your comments that you just quoted yourself a moment ago, because I think they got to the heart of it. When people make presumptions about where problems come from, and when they make solutions that sometimes involve taking the law into your own hands, that's when we really find ourselves in a dangerous situation. And so I would just hope that people would take a breath and step back a moment and keep in mind what we have here in a wonderful town where we want to be open and welcoming to everyone who wants to come. If they want to come here and have a good time, they should be able to have a good time here with us. We want them to have a good time with us. If they have other plans, then that needs to be dealt with in a different way. But we have a beautiful city. I am so happy to be here in Tinley Park and to be a part of this community. And to hear some of the things that have been said here this evening, I think shows our better angels. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to make any public comment?
How you doing? My name's Tom Anderson. I've been my wife and I have been a resident of Tinley Park for 32 years, and we really like it here. But anyways, I want to bring up veterans. Last Monday was Memorial Day. Veterans Day is going to be coming up. Armed Forces Day will come up after that. I think we're all in agreement about giving the honor and respect to our veterans. And I have a problem with politicians speaking at those events. To politicize, the message of Sean Casten, it was not a good thing. It really wasn't. I believe you talk about divisiveness. It was divisive. And I'm asking, I don't know if it's all of you make this decision, or if it's the Veterans Commission.
To answer your question, there's no one on this village board or staff that is involved in planning that and making those decisions. That is from the veteran chairman that makes those choices.
Can I
Okay.
add something on that too?
Yes.
Just, I do serve as the trustee liaison for the Veterans Commission, so I do attend all of their meetings. However, I'm not a voting body, so the decisions that are made by the veterans. So even though I serve, I don't speak, I don't vote, I'm just there to serve the Veterans Commission, just to make that clear.
Okay, well, I think they need to rethink this. I mean, bringing politicians in there to speak. I don't care what party they're from, they shouldn't be there. Especially ones that don't know what it's like to fight in war, that aren't veterans. They have nothing to say. So I have talked to veterans and I've talked to citizens before Memorial Day and after, and I'm speaking for them. It's not a good thing. So keep them out of the picture. Bring veterans in there that really know something
I'll bring
about being a veteran.
your words to the commission. So
Okay.
they're off for 2 months, and then they'll take off
Okay.
a couple months in the summer. But I will, what was your name again?
Tom Anderson,
Tom Anderson?
yeah.
Okay.
Tom, thank you for your
Okay.
time.
Thank you for your service.
And
Thank you.
What I can tell you, Tom, I would have to agree with you, and I will also be talking to the chairman on that as well, moving forward.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Chairman is a veteran.
Would anyone else like to make any? Yes, sir.
My name is John Rangel. I live at 6670 183rd Street in the Chestnut Cove condominiums. I've been a resident of Tinley Park for 2.5 years. Prior to that, I lived in Matheson for 46 years. I came to this first meeting since I moved in town with the idea of just listening. And I had one agenda in mind that I'm putting to the side, because what I heard today brought back a lot of memories. I've been through everything that these ladies were presenting today. I know what they're saying, where they're coming from, where they're speaking from. I've been in Calumet Park, Blue Island, Matheson, Park Forest, served in the Village of Madison as a trustee for 3 years, president for 1 year. 1985, we were made national news, channel ABC, channel 7. They came down from New York to interview us because we were having a racial issue. We were having redlining of all things in the Village of Matheson. I'm not going to belabor my point. I heard today people speaking from their heart. One thing that they mentioned that I would encourage the board to consider, one lady presented it. She said she talked to the village manager and some other person about these issues dealing with racial relations or human relations. We faced that issue in Madison many years. What we did is we formed a commission early on in 1980. We formed a commission to specifically have a forum to address these issues. I heard these ladies make a passionate plea for speaking to someone. So my point today, and the only thing I want to encourage the board to consider, is what they said to you and to consider something like a Human Relations Commission, a place where you can come and talk and speak and develop strategies rather than do it on Facebook or the Instagram or the internet or whatever. So I've been through it. Speak to the people, form a commission, get it started, have it as a forum where you're going to do something positive in the community whenever these issues come up. So that's my only comment tonight, is consider what they said and consider something that has the board's support behind it. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Anyone else care to address the board?
Good evening. This August will be 56 years for me in Tinley Park. Tinley Park is not a racist town. We've been through some rough times.
Can you hold on 1 second? Laura, can you start the clock? Sorry, go ahead.
We've been through some rough times before, being accused of a lot of things. We were taken to court back in the Buckeye days. My neighborhood consists of white people, black people, Mexican people, Arabian people, and some Oriental people. I owned a dog at one time. We all walked our dogs together. We talked about how great our town was, how great our public works was, how they cleared the streets during the snowstorms, how the streetlights were fixed if somebody made a complaint. Now, these people are talking about Facebook pages. Anybody can jump on a Facebook page. Anybody can use an alias and make a racist comment like they're a resident of Tinley Park. This is not what Tinley Park is about. I don't think anybody in front of me has a racist bone in their body. And I believe some of these people that are up here tonight that came and spoke, it was an orchestrated event. Because if you look at our town, weekly, monthly, and yearly, we don't have too many problems with racism. It's just an ongoing thing nationally, and I don't know where else, I'm nationally, but we don't need any kind of inclusive body or a body look at what the problem is in Tinley Park. We don't have a problem in Tinley Park. We're all good citizens. We all love each other. The isolated incident, whether you call it a flash mob or whatever, we had idiots come out on social media, probably masquerading as Tinley Park citizens, and some of the pages I looked at, I cringed. I cringed at some of the things people were saying. And this is not what Tinley Park's about. So that's my opinion. Whether these people like it or not, Tinley Park is not a racist town.
Anyone else like to address the board? Let the record reflect there are none. Item number 23. Can I have a motion, please, to adjourn to executive session to discuss the following? A, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. B, litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of the particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis for the finding shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed meeting. And C, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. Can I
I'll
have
make that motion.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. It is 8:32, and we will not be coming back, so thank you.